Hey, just Jay here, and it's day 276 of the Bearded Brace Face. So I just realized I don't think I've really talked about this Kickstarter that I've been working on since like day 13, and it is rapidly coming to a close. We published quite a bit of content for it, but we're now realizing that we were kind of trying to grow our own audience rather than focusing on leveraging larger already established audiences. We did a few things here and there, but we actually stayed away from most traditional media. With only about 4% funding and like 10 days left in the Kickstarter campaign, we got a press release into one of the local news channels, and within just a few days now we're up to like 25% of our funding goal. Definitely a long ways to go in the next few days to get funded, but it really shows that we needed to focus on traditional media as well. So the local news station posted on their website, it got on their social media. They got quite a bit of interaction on those posts, and we definitely saw an increase in the traffic to our Facebook page. Well, from that, yesterday, the news station contacted us and said they wanted us on TV today. So in the middle of the day today, we're going down to the news station, we're gonna demo the product, talk about it, and hopefully we can make a plea to the public and get it shared a little bit more to be able to reach our funding goal. So let's go. Every time I get in my car, I am reminded that I keep forgetting to fix my air conditioning. Road work is like a colonoscopy. It's something that should get done, and I'm grateful it's happening, but I don't really enjoy it. Also, it usually means fitting a lot of large objects through a very small space. Changed into something for the show, and I'm heading to the KSL studio. So we're out here getting ready for our shoot with KSL, and we got the camera over there, Daddy Longlegs right here, and Matt right here. How you feeling?
Pumped.
Welcome! Thanks so much for joining us. Tell us about this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a simple solution. You know, you spend so much time bent over that it only made sense to try and enhance that distance between the back of the stroller. I'm 6'1", and so it was a problem that I was always dealing with. And yeah, it just, the timing was right a couple of years ago with my brother-in-law, and here we are.
Okay, so what made you all come up with this?
You know,
Are you just tired of pushing the stroller around?
Yeah, so I don't know how much Jay has dealt with it.
If you are interested, if this will spare your back from some serious pain, this is the way to go. So, guys, thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate it. If my kids were smaller, this would be for me, because I really got tired of bending over and pushing that stroller, and I'm sure you moms and dads do out there as well. Now we're going to send it over to Grant Wayman.
Just got done being on the news at noon and headed back to work. As I had anticipated, I was definitely there as moral support because I didn't invent the product and most of the questions were focused on that. Even though my name is Jay, I was the silent Bob to his Jay, the teller to Matt's pen. I should have probably clarified to her beforehand that I'm more of an aspiring husband and father. So yeah, there's no need for me to be pushing a stroller. We're hoping that this will take our Kickstarter and kick it over the edge, give it the shot in the arm that it needs. The long shot, a Hail Mary pass, but if it happens, that would be awesome. I got home from work and then went on a date tonight. My beard is looking exceptionally poofy on the sides. I pretty much never talk about dates that I go on my vlog, but something happened on this date that I feel is worth sharing. So the date was going really well. We met up, had dinner, kept a good conversation going the whole time, and then we went outside, we're going to say our goodbyes, and we both noticed it was exceptionally windy. I then had the bright idea to suggest that we fly one of my kites. This isn't some like small kite, this is like a decent sized traction power kite. On the way to the park, I started having second thoughts about this whole plan. We get to the park, she's in high heels, I help her down this gravelly area and into this field, where I then proceed to set up the kite. The whole time thinking, this probably isn't the smartest idea because the wind is blowing so hard. But we had just driven there, she was excited about it, so against my better judgment, I kept moving forward. Then I launched the kite. It definitely just started pulling me really hard, so I got it to the top of the wind window, which means it's up high like this, so the wind is blowing past it on the top and the bottom. The wind was just blowing way too hard for it to be safe. But I had it under control. It was at the top of the wind window, so I said, hey, you can come over and go ahead and grab on the controls. So she grabs on the controls and is just kind of holding on to it, and I'm holding around behind her, making sure that it doesn't go too crazy. I've got the third line that goes down the middle attached to my wrist, and this is basically the safety line. So if it gets blowing too hard, you let go of the handle, the safety line pulls in, it pulls in the middle of the kite collapses, and it falls. Well, the wind was blowing really, really hard. I don't think she totally realized how sketchy it was, but I definitely knew. So I decided to bring the kite down. I have her let go of the bar, and as I do, the kite comes down into the wind window. I'm holding onto the bar with one hand, and she's standing right in front of me. Then all of a sudden, a huge gust of wind grabs the kite. My arm jerks forward like this, and it just nails her in the side of the head, and she goes tumbling forward. Not my most shining moment. She's on the ground and is kind of rubbing the back of her head. So here I am trying to make sure that she's okay and help her up, but I've still got this wild kite on my other hand, and I don't want it to open up and just start dragging me across this field. It ended up being okay. Not my best idea, and she was okay, so I guess it turns out it was kind of funny. And unfortunately, this is not the first time I've hit a date in the head pretty hard. Never on purpose. Anyway, I just thought it was worth mentioning. As always, hope this wasn't horrible.